Prime Minister's schedule in the coming days. Before he heads to Ayodhya for the Pran Pratishtha, Prime Minister Modi is going to be visiting Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Maharashtra. And in Tamil Nadu, he's going to be visiting the beautiful Srirangame Temple in Trichy and also the Ramanatha Swamy Temple in Rameshwaram. These are two temples he's going to be visiting at a time when the Prime Minister has been taking time out of his busy schedule to visit several Lord Ram temples in the south. The Prime Minister will be first in Chennai, where he will be a part of the Khelu India Games, for which Udayanithi Stalin had extended a formal invite to him. He'll be going then also to Bengaluru to be a part of a Boeing India program and then coming back to Tamil Nadu to visit these temples. Shilpa Nair is joining us with more details on this. Shilpa, two of the most historic, prominent temples in Tamil Nadu. The Prime Minister is going to be their way here in a few days from now.
Well, that's right, Akshita. In fact, the DMK government here had extended an invitation to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for the inaugural ceremony of the Khelu India Games, and that, of course, will be held on 19th. And the Prime Minister has accepted the invitation, so he will be taking part in the inaugural ceremony on 19th. And 20th Jan is when he will be, of course, visiting two famous temples in Tamil Nadu. One, of course, is the Srirangam temple in Trichy. The other is the Ramanatha Swamy Temple in Ramanathapuram district. And Akshita, you know quite well how popular these temples are, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. And what we're given to understand, especially with respect to the Prime Minister's visit to Ramanathapuram, what we're given to understand is that he will be, of course, taking part in bhajans as well. He will be staying over at the Ramakrishna Mutt. The Prime Minister, of course, had spoken, had tweeted a few days back about how he will be following 11-day special pujas and special prayers ahead of the consecration ceremony at Ayodhya. And as a part of that, we've been seeing the Prime Minister going to several temples and taking part in several pujas. Even today when he was in Kerala.
Let's in fact talk about his visit to Kerala as well. I give our viewers those details. Thanks, Shilpa, for joining us with details of the Prime Minister's itinerary in the coming days, particularly in Tamil Nadu. But today, the Prime Minister visited two temples. The first being Guruvayur Temple, where in fact the Prime Minister offered prayers, and followed by that he also attended the wedding of actor politician Suresh Gopi's daughter. So you had these pictures of him along with superstars Mohanlal, Mammootty and several others from Mollywood, which became a big talking point in Kerala. Besides that, the Prime Minister also visited the Sri Ramaswamy Temple in Thrissur. So the Prime Minister essentially ensuring that he visits these temples of great significance to the Ramayana, to Lord Ram, because yesterday you had him also visiting the Veerbhadra temple. This is the Lepakshi temple, which is in Andhra Pradesh. So that's also hugely significant because it said that that's where Jatayu fell. So important part of the Ramayana. But in both locations, the Prime Minister offering prayers and then taking time out to also sit down, listen to the Ramayana, listen to some amazing, beautiful bhajans as well. So this particular visit by the Prime Minister to temples across the south, and these are the most prominent, most historic temples that we're talking about, has garnered a lot of attention and a message perhaps that the Prime Minister is trying to send across, that the entire country is really being brought together for the Ram Mandir Prana Pratishtha in Ayodhya on January 22nd.
ये सौभाग्य की बात है कि अयोध्या में राम मंदिर की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा से कुछ दिन पहले ही मुझे त्रिपुरायर के श्री राम स्वामी मंदिर के दर्शन करने का अवसर मिला.
And joining us here on India Today is Dushyant Sridhar, a Vedic scholar who could throw perhaps more light on the temples that the Prime Minister has chosen to visit and why it's important before the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. Dushyant, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on India Today. You had the Prime Minister yesterday at the Veerbhadra Temple, today at the Triprayar Temple in Thrissur, and in the coming days he's going to be in Srirangam as well as in Rameshwaram. What do you think of the temples that he's chosen? Because these are perhaps some of the most iconic, most historic ancient temples in the south.
Yeah, namaskaram Akshita, namaskaram to all the viewers. While wishing each one of the Bharatiya greetings for this Prana Pratishtha, which is going to happen on the 22nd of January. To your question, yes, Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister has been visiting some of the iconic places. One which was in Nashik, Then he came down all the way to Lepakshi in Andhra Pradesh. So Nashik has association with the Aranya Kandam of the Ramayana, where Rama, Lakshmana and Sita lived by the banks of river Godavari. And that is also the place where Shurpanakha's nose was, she was humiliated, as some call it punishment for her act. Then Lepakshi, some believe that Jatayu Moksham happened there, but we do understand that Jatayu's Moksham also happened in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
That said, something very interesting is the Triprayar Ramakshetram, because Kerala believes in the worship of 4 temples. Triprayar is for Rama, Irinyalakuda or Kudal Manikam is for Bharata, Tirumurikalam is for Lakshmana, and Payamal is for Shatrughna. Of the 4, the first is Triprayar, which is for Rama or Ramaswamy. So the Honorable Prime Minister visited that temple. And another temple which is associated with certain Puranic statements is the Rameshwaram temple, where there is Ramanatha Swami. Something very interesting about the temple is, the kings who did a lot of service to the temple were called Setupati Rajas. They were called Setupati because they were the rulers who protected the Setu that connected Bharatadesham and Lanka. So they were called Setupati Rajas, and it holds the record of having the longest corridor. It has association with the former President Abdul Kalam, Rameshwaram, as a place. Correct. So that is also important. But what catches my eye and attention are 2 places, Akshita. One is Guruvayur in Kerala, and second is in the adjacent state of Tamil Nadu, which is by the banks of river Kaveri, called Srirangam. In the Ramayana, we have reference where Kaushalya was worshipping her Kula Deivam, the family deity, Aradhaya Jagannatham, Ikshvaku Kula Deivatam. And Rama and Sita worshipped this Lord while in Ayodhya. Sahapatnya Vishalakshyam Narayanam Upagamat. So Valmiki Ramayana clearly states that the divine couple Sita and Rama worshipped their family deity in Ayodhya. And towards the end of the Pattabhishekam, this Kuladhanam was handed over to Vibhishana. On his sojourn to Lanka, he placed this Divyamangala Vigraham by the banks of river Kaveri. And that is Srirangam, and the Lord is Ranganatha Swami. So in a way, we all venerate, propitiate and worship Rama. And for Rama, the Kula Devam, the family deity, is Srirangam. Similarly, in Krishna Avataram, Krishna's family deity, which was earlier in Uttar Pradesh, then in Dwaraka, was carried by Guru and Vayu with the advice of Uddhava by the western sea, and that is Guru Vayur, where Lord Krishna is. So for Krishna, the Kula Devam, the family deity, is in Guruvayur, Kerala. For Rama, the Kuladhanam is in the adjacent state, which is in Tamil Nadu, which is Ranganatha. So this is the significance. But I am a non-politician, Akshita, but just a small bit of a political statement. The Prime Minister hails from the state of Gujarat. Yeah. His constituency is in Uttar Pradesh. So both these states, of course, hold immense significance to him. And the Kula Devam for Rama of Uttar Pradesh is in Tamil Nadu, and the Kula Devam for Krishna of Gujarat is in Kerala. And these are the 2 states which has not yielded rich dividends for the Prime Minister. And Adi Shankara and Ramanuja hail from these 2 adjacent states. Maybe he's also praying alongside for the goodwill of the country that they also give at least quarter or half dividends from these 2 states as well.
Well put. Beautiful insights that you've given us, Dushyant. I knew the moment that we had to do this broadcast that we had to have you on to kind of explain the significance of each of these temples. The larger message also, Dushyant, what do you think about that? That the Prime Minister, before the Pran Pratishtha on January 22nd, is making it a point to visit these temples. And, you know, essentially, I think the message that's going across to the entire country is Lord Ram unites all, that there are Lord Rama temples in the south, in every single state, worshipped in different forms, worshipped with different stories, with different anecdotes of the epic attached. So it kind of unites us all, brings everyone with a point to connect to what's happening to Ayodhya.
True, very true, Akshita. Ramayana just not unites the country by the states north to south. It also spans a huge expanse east to west. We also go from Kambuja Desham to Thailand to Indonesia, where the Kakavin Ramayanam is, where the Kechak dance is performed in Bali. We go all the way to Persia, where the Persian Ramayanam is. So we have plenty of literature and iconography and architecture that supports the presence and the influence of Ramayana east to west, north to south. But when we look about Rama's journey, sojourn, his exile period. Right from Uttar Pradesh, he went all the way to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and some parts of Telangana and Andhra is what some presume, and to Tamil Nadu, built the Setu, went all the way to Sri Lanka. So this journey is very momentous, and he doesn't belong to one state. So this message that Rama's path, Ramayanam itself means the path taken by Rama. So I'm sure the Honorable Prime Minister would have had an advisory council that would have told him that what unites India is Rama's journey. So that is why he comes all the way to Kerala to visit Guruvayur and Triprayar, to Rameshwaram, to Srirangam in Tamil Nadu, Lepakshi in Andhra Pradesh. I'm sure he may also be visiting Bengaluru, which signifies Kishkindha Kandam, because Kishkinda is all the way around Hampi. And then he went to Nashik. So I think as a Prime Minister, of course, he has to be concerned about the governance, about law and order and all of that. It is also important that a leader ensures that there's immense respect given to the civilization and the culture which the country holds very dear to its heart. And I'm sure he is doing a very good job of it.
All right, Dushyant, thank you very much for joining us here in India Today with your, expertise on this issue and explaining, breaking it down quite simply for us on why these temples have been chosen by the Prime Minister. Just a quick word that, I saw in Ayodhya, that when I was there, I was very surprised to see how many South Indians really visit Ayodhya. Most of the tourist influx, in fact, is from South India, is mostly people from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka. So I was very, very surprised by seeing that. So Ayodhya truly has a South India connect, and clearly the message from the Prime Minister also is that Lord Ram unites every part of the country. While in Kerala, Prime Minister Modi also appealed to the people of Kerala to celebrate Ram Jyoti, which is that in the evening after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony on January 22nd, he urged everyone to celebrate the day like Diwali, to light a diya in their homes, in their neighborhood temples, and ensure that the entire country is lit up in celebration. Here are some highlights of what the Prime Minister said.
ये कोटि कोटि लोगों के लिए आस्था और भक्ति से भरे पल है। मैं भी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा से पहले जो अनुष्ठान होते हैं उनके यम नियमों का पालन कर रहा हूं। बीते दिनों मुझे अनेक मंदिरों में दर्शन और वहां सफाई करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। मेरा केरला के आप सभी कार्यकर्ताओं से भी आग्रह है कि आप अपने अपने गांव, शहर, बूथ पर मंदिरों में स्वच्छता अभियान चलाएं। 22 जनवरी को प्राण प्रतिष्ठा अयोध्या में होगी, लेकिन श्री राम ज्योति उस दिन शाम को देश के घर घर में जलेगी, हर मंदिर में जलेगी। केरला तो वो राज्य है जो अपना पूरा एक महीना रामायण को समर्पित करता है। यहां रामायण मासम मनाया जाता है। केरला में भी पूरे सद्भाव के साथ श्री राम ज्योति जले, ये संदेश आपको अपने क्षेत्र में हर घर में पहुंचाना है।
So that was the Prime Minister speaking about the January 22nd event while in Kerala's Kochi. Let's get you all the latest on the preps that are underway in Ayodhya. It's day 2 of the pre-Pran Pratishtha rituals that have kicked off in the temple. And today we'll get you those images as well of the Ramlala idol being taken around. This is a replica of the main idol that will be kept in the temple premises. A Jal Yatra was conducted in the Mandir complex. A procession also with a replica of the Ramlala was taken out and taken across the Mandir complex again. We've seen, of course, a detailed puja happening, rituals which are part of the Pran Pratishtha and will go on till 21st January. The pictures that you see on your screens, on the left of your screens, of the idol is a replica of the Ramlala idol that will be placed on January 22nd. So not the same one that will be a part of the Pran Pratishtha that will be kept in the Garbhagriha.